Greetings, greetings, greetings to the Run Tell That family. We in the house again. We're in the house. Glad to have y'all. We here in the lab. We in the lab. And tonight, June Explosion again. The continuation of June Explosion in the house. And tonight, you know, people talk about their hometown, but then I got one of my people, my sister from my home island, in the house. She in the house. And I gotta let y'all know this, because you know I don't do shameless plugs. I do actual plugs. That's what I do. I do actual plugs. That's how I roll with that. And this sister right here, she's an icon. Some of y'all probably say, "What? Sister's an icon." This sister is part of a legacy. This is a success for all of us because that's what she's doing. She's created one of the most iconic brands out there for us. I gotta say this right here. Again, no shameless plugs from Jamal, real plugs. This sister has now created one of the most iconic cultural brands in this country. Ooh. Yeah. And that's why we're glad to have her with us tonight on Run Tell That. My sister, the superstar, Sonya Gray, in the house, straight from the island, Prince Island. And again, Queen Quit, all y'all, Sister Glenda, all y'all, as I say, Hilton Head is the official resort of the God Get Your Nation. It's the beginning of the God Get Your Nation. So guess what? Sonya Grant in the house, Sister Sonya. We are proud to have you with us on Run Tell That. And again, the work that you're doing is magnificent. And that's why I say we want everybody to know that you are it, you are doing it, and we are absolutely proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes. And so I got asked the first part of our conversation is this right this. Who are you? Who are you for B? Who are you?
I hail from the almighty, the original legend creating and still creating chaplain community. Let that. It's right here. Right here.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Okay. I'm a slide,
you gonna freeze on that.
You know, so that's all good. That's all good. It's that time. That's right. Sonya Grant in the house. Sonya Grant, straight from Chaplin. You know, but I ain't gonna say nothing about Pope. But I think some people out there might gonna say something about Pope. I think some other people might gonna say something
all day. Chaplain.
Woo. That again, I'm gonna represent Marshland in the house too. Marshland and Pope in the house.
Yeah, you know.
Whoa, she just brushed it off like shoe fly shoe. So I'm just saying, okay. And see, Sister Glenda, again, this is Hilton Head in the house. But so my sister, I gotta say to you, or ask you this question: who inspired you, or who inspires you?
My community inspires me. You said something the first time I remember hearing you speak was at the rally on the island. Was that last year?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. June.
And you said something along the lines of, what is it? Hunter's the storyteller until the rabbit has the gun, I think.
It is the hunter will always be the hero of the story until the lion has a
So the
historian.
lion has this, that's what it is. Um, and I had already come out with the line by then, but that's when it became important. And so you actually inspired me to really start telling our story so that we can be the storyteller. That really, really, really resonated with me. I never told you that, but it did. And I was just beginning at the time. Um, but the work that the Gullah community has done from the beginning, I remember growing up and all of the Black families on the island own a business. They all did. They
Mm,
all
mm,
did.
mm, mm,
I went and
mm.
got gas at Black gas stations. I went and got my hair done at the salons owned by families. I ate, it was so powerful then, and I didn't realize then the impact. Black businesses line 278 back then, the clubs, like everywhere you went. Um, and the desire to get back to that inspired me.
Powerful. And that's something you said that again, and that experience, just like, because, and you talked about chaplain, with regards to many of us, and now people, you know, throughout Southern South Carolina, throughout coastal Georgia, would go there to the chaplain community. And how some of y'all
Mm-hmm.
know chaplain. Y'all know chaplain because of the beaches right there on Hilton Head.
Right.
Because again, when you could not go to other beaches in the locales where you are from, you had to go to Hilton Head and go to the beaches. So then, and that's what happened. So you went to the Black-owned gas stations over there. You
Mm-hmm.
went to the restaurants over there. You went and got stuff from the people. You went to the fishing co-op to get your seafood over. You went right there.
Right.
You
The
got
fruit
Black hands,
stands.
Black dollars. And so what you're throwing out there, sis, is that's a powerful statement for many people. And again, for people who are checking out Run Tell That right now, we say share, 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 pass it on, share, share, share. Let folks, other people know about this. Share it. So, because again, it's powerful. And that statement she just made, powerful statement with regards to what it was like. We lived in a world, and that's what and I guess I'll throw it out there to you. One of the things I tell folks, I say the world that I grew up in was a world of blackness. And
Yeah.
that I never knew anything negative about being Black. I never knew anything negative about being Black. I had to learn about negative things about Black people when I got to college and had to read it in the book. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's why I started saying, oh, that's what they're talking about. But the whole world that, again, coming from Hilton Head, coming from southern South Carolina, northern Georgia, with regard to the coastal areas, our world was one that which we saw positive things about Black people. And so that's powerful
Constantly.
what you just said. So I had to acknowledge you with regards to that. And also I'm acknowledging something else because you brought it up, but I was gonna bring it up too. Just like after that rally, I remember we marching down 278, and then right on the corner, the
I
sister's like, all
ran.
right, brother, no, I'm like, oh shoot, oh shoot.
I
I was like, man, the stuff in the items, I'm like looking, and that's when I'm like, yo, what she got, this is iconic right here. This ain't something simple. And to let you all know again, as I shared, no shameless plug here. The t-shirt I got on, this is Gullah Tees and Tings right here. And let y'all know, this t-shirt is quality t-shirt. This quality, I acknowledge that is quality. The the stitching and everything is quality. This is not some fly by night stuff right here. Yo, sis, I gotta let you know quality stuff. And even when I've had on the buckets, people have been moved by the buckets. And I'm talking about all types of people have seen the buckets, may
Wow.
hit me up when they see me on the streets. They're like, hey, where you get that from? And I'm like saying, yo, this sister brand right here is iconic.
Wow.
Iconic. And so that's why we're gonna move on to this right here. So what motivated you to become an entrepreneur, to become a designer, and become the operator of Gullah Tees and Tings? What motivated you to do that? Because
um,
again, you're doing it all.
I wanted to be a designer since I was 8. I would fill notebooks, spiral notebooks with designs, swimsuits, all kind of evening wear and stuff. And back then, it was just something I liked to do. It was a dream. So of course we're taught to pick things concrete to do so that we can make money, so that we
Mm.
can
Yeah.
be safe and follow the line and follow the mold and such. But it wasn't until my day job got compromised with the pandemic that I realized, I probably need to do something of my own. And I mean, it's in my blood. Um, my grandparents owned the restaurant for a number of years. And it's in Gullah blood. We're entrepreneurs by heart because we work the land and make the money that way. Very few elders work for anybody or work for them families or work for themselves. Um, and I felt like I was called in a sense. Like it wasn't something I woke up one day and said, "Oh, let me start this." The
Mm,
ideas
mm,
came
mm,
and the
mm,
business
mm.
followed.
Yes.
So I didn't plan to start a business. I just wanted to make designs. I wanted to
Mm,
represent a culture that I
mm,
grew up in,
mm,
that I
mm,
felt like people my age, we weren't taught things were Gullah when I was growing up. It's just the things that we did. The rice that we ate, the way that we wore our hair, the way that we spoke in our households, um, the shell collection in my house, like just little things. Like it wasn't say, "Oh, this is Gullah." Oh, this is. I mean, this is just how we grew up. Um, and then when I did Underground, the show,
mm-hmm.
and I saw all of the actors come from all over to mimic the accent and the love that they had for the culture, I was like, this is mine. Like they love something that I came from when it's normally me adorning other cultures, And to see that, I was like, whoa, we pretty dope. you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Oh yes. Absolutely. And you said something that again, because we have tours that we do here, we do presentations, and often I get people trying to talk about what the culture is and the history. I tell folks, and I got to use a phrase that was used by Councilwoman Bridget Frazier. She talked about that we're Gullah by design, not by gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. I was like, yeah,
Absolutely.
because for us, that we didn't necessarily have a label on what we were doing.
No.
Now, I throw this out there. At my grandmama's house, now some of my cousins might get mad, my sister might get mad. I'm saying, yo, y'all know in Uncle Melvin room, Uncle John Henry room, grandmama had a 10-gallon trash can full of rice. And we still got hands in the rice. They get your hands out the rice. But I'm
I used
like,
to play in the rice too.
it's like, wait a minute. Like you got this huge trash can of rice here, right there.
Right.
I'm like,
How am I
oh,
not supposed to stick my hand in it?
right. So that's a part of the experience. Racing fiddler crabs, all that. And we're not saying that this is Gullah, but it's about who we are. It's who we
Mm.
are. It's our nature. Like you said, that call and see, and you threw somebody up, and I was gonna ask the question. I was gonna wait, but uh, who is Abe Grant? You know
Oh,
Abe
that's so
Grant?
loaded.
I'm just asking.
Um,
I'm just asking. I'm just
my
asking.
wonderful, wonderful granddaddy. Um, and he inspires me. Getting the license to his general store bought by his aunt, my great great aunt at 16, moving to Miami to work for a Jewish family restaurant business, learning the skills, and then coming back and applying what he learned. That's dope. And it's crazy that I didn't learn a lot about his story and my family's story until I was much older. Like I said, it's just things that we just did. And to know that that drive is in me makes me want to do this. It makes me want to keep going, even when I have setbacks, which I have to say I haven't had many. I feel like once I put the plan in motion, everything
Mm,
just kind of came.
yes,
And I
ma'am.
felt like for once I'm walking in purpose and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's a different feeling than just wanting to start a business just because. Um, I was passionate about a lot of things, but I've never felt true drive and passion until now.
Mm, mm,
This is a heart project.
Mm, mm.
You know, I have people coming up sometimes at the markets and, oh, well, I'll support your business or let me buy a t-shirt, you know, but that's fine. But if you don't buy one, I'm cool too. Um, this is so much bigger than this. You know, it's preservation. Even with
Mm,
this community
mm.
tea, I wanted to capture a space and a time that I couldn't capture in the 90s, but I can capture it while it's here now. So this is probably one of my most important designs because this is where we come from, you
That's
know?
right. That's right. And that's that sense of pride. And what you're saying, I tell you, actually, is divine. So that's why everything's working for you is divine. What you're doing, that it's a part, it's a ministry, it's a
Right.
mission that again is much larger. Some of us just look, we just see the capitalism aspect to it, but no, for some of us, when it comes down to it, it is a mission, it is a ministry, it is something much larger than ourselves. It's for our
Right.
ancestors and the generations coming after us. And again, and I'll let y'all know this. I'll let y'all know something that my family has been connected with the Grants family for eons, you know, because again, those original families on the island that we've had these relationships, and people don't understand that. And
Right.
one thing I share right now is that when my father had passed away, it was some months later, I want to say that got a call at my mama house, and I answered the phone, and then the person said, "Is Evelyn there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Evelyn." Yeah. I'm like, "Who this? This is Grant."
The
I
fact
said,
that he
Mom,
even
ain't
told
that
you who
on the
he
door?
was.
Huh?
The fact that he even told you who he was. No, he could, don't worry about that.
So with that, I'm like, wow, this Abe called my mom, and so then my mom is like, and now I'm like looking at again, I'm like saying the family connection, those ties, and I'm like saying, and that's what Hilton Head represented. That's
Yeah.
how it was for us, and that's what it has been about. And I tell folks that's why we go and applaud that because again, our connections, those bonds, that again is solid more than what people even
Yeah.
imagine.
You can't make that. You know, people are always shocked because I had the same friends now that I've had since I was in diapers because the sense of community, because our parents were friends and our grandparents were friends. And we went to the same church and went to the daycare owned by his grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't replicate that. Is what it is.
It's real and it's sincere. That's
Right.
why I tell folks, I said we operate with sincerity. And again, the world we come from, that's what it builds upon. So now I say to you, what does Hilton Head means to you? What does Hilton Head mean to you?
Man, I know you can experience this when you drive across that bridge and the sun is shining on the ocean and it still looks like diamonds in the water.
Mm,
There is nothing like that. And I've been some places, you know, I was a flight attendant for 8 years and I lived a couple of places and I always longed to live in the city when I was younger, trying to escape the island. Nothing to do. But that's one of the most beautiful parts about it is that you can enjoy the atmosphere, the calm, the peace, the family, the
mm,
culture, the fact that I can go out on Mitchellville Beach where freedom began and feel the spirit of the ancestors if I'm having a bad day or if I want an hour lunch from work and I can go and recollect myself and feel some sense of belonging and safety. You know, I always say like this is our little hole, our little bubble. Um, and it's a comfort and just a genuine love. Like I know the love is real here. If there's
mm,
nowhere else,
mm,
I know
mm,
I can come
mm,
home and
mm,
feel,
mm,
you know,
mm,
that
mm,
warmth that I need.
mm, mm. Yes, yes. And that's what's so funny is that at the Juneteenth celebration that they had in Bluffton, and which I saw you all, and there, so there, one of my cousins, just a cousin, could be sitting down right there, and so they, oh, you act like you don't know me? I'm like, girl, listen here, I got my contacts on, and my contacts ain't like my glasses. I ain't got no stigmatic correction in my contacts. So you better say something to me because I'll be right there in the action.
Right.
So, but now I'm sitting right there, and that's the thing. And so then, in fact, that's what Councilman Frazier said. Y'all done hogged Jamal up. Jamal ain't even come by none of that. Jamal sitting at the table with y'all the whole time. Because again, and what you were talking about, it was that for me to be right in that atmosphere, I'm around family.
Right.
That love, that bond, that sensation right there, that made me just like I had done other stuff earlier that day, but then I like just be right there in that atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like saying, yeah, that this is what it's about. That again, no matter where we are, that bond from the island, that bond from all of us, those connections, those ties that we all have, like, yeah,
Right.
and it gives that type of sensation. So that's why I tell people, that's right. Absolutely. You're right on point. That's why I say your antenna is up. Your antenna is connected to all of
Yeah. I
it. Yeah.
feel like, and that's a lot of the reason why too Gullah Teas came about, because I remember at a flight attendant working in the airport in Atlanta, and I always saw the salty dog shirts, right? And I
Yeah.
would get so
Mm,
excited
mm,
because I was like, oh, somebody know about Hilton Head, you know? But that's the feeling I want when people see Gullah Teas in the airport, a
yes.
piece of belonging, a piece of home, and get excited. Somebody knows about my culture, somebody cares, somebody's representing this where we come from.
Yes.
My sister has said to me on my dad's side, she's from Atlanta, and she said, Sonny, I wish I was Gullah. She was like, y'all are one of the only Black cultures that have something to trace,
mm, mm,
that you can really trace. And she's like, I wish that I had
mm,
that.
mm,
And again,
mm,
it's just like
mm.
all of these little comments, like I get emotional because I didn't do this for that originally. I just like doing what I do, and so much came out of it. Like
Yes.
that's deep for me. That's really, really deep.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And because again, so now we understand and see the value of who we are. Again, the value of our story, of our people, what we're about, and this, as I said, this wonderful world that we're a part of. That some
Mm-hmm.
other people may not realize it, but we understand it. And so for us, then that's why again, it's no longer a gimmick for us. It's not a gimmick at all. It's our destiny and it's our
Right.
design. So yes, absolutely, yes, ma'am. So that's why we're going to. Why should we celebrate, in your opinion, why should we celebrate and applaud culture? Why should we celebrate culture? Why should we celebrate who we are?
People always say our differences make us who we are. And that I can agree with. I was fascinated with Indian culture for years.
Mm,
The way that they dressed, their weddings, they always, always had a sense of pride from which they came. And we did too, but I don't feel like, for me, it was honed.
mm, okay.
And I tell my family all the time, I was like, I really wish I grew up um, more immersed in culture, even more so than I was, and been made aware of it, I guess I should say. Um, and to teach others, you know, things that go untaught go unlearned and forgotten.
Yes.
And the older generation does a lot of groundwork to keep this culture alive. And once they're gone, then who? So that is what keeps it fresh for me.
Mm,
I try to
okay.
attract the younger generations and say, hey, y'all, let's grab onto this while we still can, while we can
Mm,
still hear the
mm,
stories from the mouths of the people who lived this before the bridge. You know,
yes.
a lot of people didn't know
Mhm.
Hilton Head didn't have a bridge till 1950, 51, power till 51. Like, that's not that long ago.
Right.
you
That's
know,
right.
that's not that long ago. And the drive of the people, producing their products or their crops or their baskets and getting on the boats or sending them on a boat to sell in Savannah or where have you. Like, come on, like, where do you see that kind of drive and that kind of
Mm,
determination
mm,
to make something happen? You know, that's oh, gives me chills.
mm, mm. Powerful, powerful.
Hmm.
And again, to the Run Tell That audience, we say share, share, share. If you're on YouTube, share the information. On Facebook, share the information. Share, share, share. Powerful. Got Sister Sonya Grant in the house. Straight up. straight up from the island. She out of Chaplin, and that again, the T-shirt that you got is one of them important T-shirts
Oh
also
yeah.
because now for some people they hear me and they see me do stuff, and I mess with people about what school they attend or where they're from. I mess with people. They say they're from Atlanta. I said, stop lying. You from Lithonia, and so they yeah, I'm from College Park. And I tell people, I say, let people know where you're from.
Right.
That's a sense of pride. And just like your T-shirt, bam, hits it. And I gotta say, Sister Glenda, who's down there in Yulee, O'Neill, Fernandina, Nassau County, Florida, she be hating on us from Hilton Head and Savannah side. She be hating on us, but she said your T-shirt, your brand has hit the mark. She said, so you right there.
Oh,
So again, that's part of that divine destiny. So Sister Glenda, she's sending a shout out from you from Florida. And that's
thank
what it's about.
you.
So we Gullah Geechees, we know how to relate. Because again, that's that sense of pride that we have. Because again, what that does, that causes us to have ties, that
Right.
have us to bond. And then also, as you said, that when some of us are not given this information, then we don't appreciate it.
Mm.
And it falls by the wayside. And then we gotta learn it. So yes, and when you're talking about the bridge and some people not knowing that you had to ride the ferry to get there, from Charlie Simmons and others. You had Mingo Green. And again, my
Mm.
great great grandfather doing stuff like that. Then people gonna talk about Mr. Massey and my granddaddy, Sonny Murray. Tom said they take the ferry from Picnic Island and they were operating. So then you start saying, oh, that's why they be treat my grandmama like that. That's why when they gonna say that's one of the Sonny boys right there. Because the kids, you're not necessarily understanding, but then you start realizing like, oh, it's that respect. Then you
Right.
go to the Abe gas station, other things like that, getting the gas right. Like, oh, that's what this is.
Right.
Ah, so now as a child, you start feeling you got your chest up now because you feel okay. You got this
Hmm.
domain, this place, whereas you are significant, and yet your people are significant. That's
Correct.
that's powerful to me, and that's why I'm saying and you're resonating that, and people seeing that. Now I say your product, Gullah teas and Tings, that is making it happen for people now to go and have that sense of pride that they can all of us can stick our chest out.
Right. Right.
So I want to ask this question of you also. Um, who's the person that you're trying to get to purchase Gullah teas and Tings? Who is that person? Who's that customer out there?
Ooh.
What's that person you're trying to touch, tap with regards to what you're doing,
Um,
this iconic brand that you've now created?
I want to first touch Gullah people because it can't be a movement unless everybody is on board with
Okay.
us first. First.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, and then once it reaches all of us, then we can go out and reach others. Um, I want it to be like in the history books, we're taught about other cultures all the time.
That's
We
right.
got this day and that day and, whatever for other cultures. And where is ours? Outside of Juneteenth, where is our Gullah day or our Gullah week or whatever? We have the festivals here and in surrounding areas, but this is, it's so much bigger, and we can't keep the movement going unless we have everybody involved. Um, so when people come up from other cultures, like, oh, can I wear this shirt? Yes, because each one teach one.
That's right. Yes,
When you
ma'am.
buy it,
Mm,
though, you're purchasing a story as well.
mm,
You're purchasing a piece of culture.
mm,
So know that, you know,
mm.
don't
Yes,
wear the shirt just to be wearing the shirt, or can I wear
yes,
this? Know what it means. So when someone asks you, you can say, I have friends that come from this powerful culture. You should read this book, or you should check out this museum, or check
yes.
out this website and learn more about it.
Mm. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's it. That's powerful. Powerful. Yes, indeed. And that's why we say to folks that you need to share, 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 and understand and know who this sister is, Sonya Grant. Now, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm not trying to cause any problems for you right now. I'm not trying to cause any problems. Some people think Jamal is the trickster, Jamal like to start stuff. I ain't trying to cause no problems, but I'm put it out there, and some people gonna probably look and listen. They say, wait a minute, what is this brother saying? So I won't say this to you, and that's why I won't do, because I do stuff publicly, so then that way we are bearing witness to this, so
Mm.
nobody ever act like ain't nobody know that again. We put it out there. So I'm gonna let you know, Sonya Grant, you are now a legend amongst us. You gotta understand that. I'm letting you know you are a legend. That's why I ain't trying to cause no problems for you. You might say that guy doggone Jamal. Actually, you're gonna cuss me out later on behind the scene. You'll cuss me out. What are you saying? You all right, Thomas? Say icons. So I'm letting you know. People talk about icons and they talk about legends in other areas, but my thing is to look and see and assess. And I'm like, yo, that sister's a legend right there. What you were doing, because just like as I say, folks in Florida are not just by bam, just by seeing it, they're like saying, yo, she got her pulse. She got her pulse on us. She got our pulse on the culture. She got the pulse on us. So right there, that's why I'm letting you know you are a legend, sister. The only thing you're gonna do is just continue to go higher and take it to another level. And so with regards to um, your work, your products, it is iconic. So how do you feel with regards to creating something that is iconic? What's your thoughts with regards to that?
I'm extremely overwhelmed. Um, it's extremely, I feel like I have a responsibility and it's heavy because I had to do a lot of research. I had to ask a lot of questions because it was important for me to have accuracy. So when I first started the brand a year ago, I didn't even want to talk about it because I didn't feel confident enough that I knew enough to speak about anything. And the last thing I want to do is say the wrong thing or misinterpret facts. Um, and I'm still learning
That's right.
um,
Never. Mm-hmm.
and still asking questions because I don't want to get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And, we take chances and we make mistakes, but not when all the information and the resources are right here in front of me. Not when I can go to the Campbells down the street and ask what I need to ask. Not when I can come downstairs to granddad and say, hey, tell me about this to make sure I can get this right, or I can talk to Quet and ask some questions or talk to Mr. Doc Barnwell and ask some questions. Like I have it here. So there's no reason for me to not know. It's just a matter of the passion of wanting to know. And I've gained that
Mm.
over the last year, even more so than before. And so with that responsibility, I feel like it's my call to wear the hat properly and represent us with pride. And even some of the things, this is small, but even some of the things that, I used to publicly post, and things, you really, people are watching. And it's important for me to represent myself well so that the brand can be represented well.
Absolutely correct. Because yes, because what happened, people are watching from afar, they're watching near, and so and then what happens, they begin to rely on you. That
Right. I'm
you,
like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
that's it exactly. That's it exactly. And so yes, and it becomes that responsibility. When you said, I'm like, yep. I think a whole bunch of us understand that when we now stepped out and began doing some things that now it's no longer about us. It's no longer
Right.
about us. It's much larger. So something that you might want to do that you used to be able to do, you don't realize, That's if you sincere. You're like, no, it's much larger than me right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause, it's like saying, hey, because I tell folks this all the time, you never achieve your greatness by yourself. Others help
No.
you to achieve greatness. And so, and you acknowledge those people who are helping you to achieve greatness. And so, yeah, so it becomes something that, yeah, and that again, and it's a good burden. It's a good burden, but then
Oh
like,
yeah.
because it can kind of put you in check. Like, yeah, because sometimes I'll be like, I want to jump on something like, I might need to wait. I might, because the rest of the
Man.
people do. You see what Jamal did? See what he did? See, uh-huh. And so then you won't want to get caught up with some stuff. People say, see, look how he is, look how he is. Right. Then, all right, you're gonna get fired up anyway. You're gonna go back up like, okay, wait a minute. It's much larger than me, much larger
Yes.
than
But and that's culturally
me.
too. I remember growing up living with my grandparents. going to the doctor, I have my little ripped jeans. You go in like that. Present yourself, sell yourself. Don't walk up in them people that, going to school. You in that? Mm.
It says that. Mm.
Right. And I'm like,
That right
all right, let me go
there.
change.
Because I don't feel like as you come back, like they say something like, or they just look at you like,
Yes.
oh Lord, oh
Burn a
Lord.
hole through your soul with them eyes, man. Golly.
So yes, indeed. So my question also to you in this conversation we're having is, how can somebody get quiet? Because people are not asking me, hit me up saying like, hey, um, I like that hat. I like that T-shirt. How can they get some of this iconic wear that is called Gullah Tees and Tings? How can they get it? Let the people
So
know.
for the most part, most everything is sold on Etsy. Etsy.com/shop/Gullah Tees and Tings. The Gullah markets that we're doing here locally give me a chance to provide some of those items on hand. What I started doing was starting to create items that aren't necessarily available on Etsy um, on hand for my people here. Because, like I said, it's important for me to really cater to my community because my community is what builds me. And without my community, I don't exist. So I always, always want to keep it fresh for my people here and eventually expand to where I can get into some stores. I do have a couple of Sweetgrass Design and Coastal Discovery Museum, but I'm working on more access to the brand nationally and globally, hopefully.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And so, to everybody out there, I'm going to tell you this: when you see them out at the events, at festivals, and all of that, guess what? She got some people with her that work with her, some of her family and friends, and they will do Jedi mind tricks on you. You might, you might just want to get like one thing, and next thing you know, they begin to work it on you, and then you see
Listen,
that
they
one
don't
thing.
play.
They'll work it on you and see what they do. They plant a seed. You can walk away and you could be gone for like 20 minutes, but something's working on you that whole 20 minutes. Then they say, go back and go get that other t-shirt. You know you need that right there. Whoa!
They don't
Whoa!
they don't play. They do not play. They don't play. They work as hard, if not harder, for Galatees and things than me. You know?
And that's real.
Man,
That's real love.
it
That's
is
real
real love.
intimacy. That's real connection. I was like, yo, they done did a Jedi mind trick on me. I'm strong. I know I got my head together. I'm like, oh my God. I
And
said, let
see,
me
and
go
that's
back
what
there.
happens with a passion project. You have to get people who believe in the dream just as much as you do. And with them being the culture base, who else would I have to represent the brand and work with
Right,
me with the brand and the people
right,
that
right.
lived this thing with me?
Mm,
That I
mm,
show
mm,
my
mm,
designs to at
mm,
4 a.m. and wake them up. Hey, what you think about this real
mm,
quick? Real quick, real
mm,
quick. I don't want to
Yes.
talk long, real quick. What you think about this? Or what you think about this color for this? Or what you think about whatever, it's
That's right.
important to have their opinions because
That's right.
they're right here.
That's right. And it's all about all of us helping one another achieve greatness. That's right. That collaboration. And so, what's your thoughts on collaboration? How do you feel about collaborating?
I was unsure about it at first.
Mm, mm, okay.
Um, and then seeing the rise of the other entrepreneurs that grew up with me, um, I felt a then call to incorporate, right? So even this necklace I have on now, 3D crafty engravings by a couple that I grew up with right here.
Okay.
Um, and they created the pins. I have the pins that look just like this. Those
All right.
type of collaborations is what I want. I want us to be able to build each other because we can't make it by ourselves.
Right.
And me being big is them being big. Them being big is me being big. And I want to really focus on sourcing all of my products, hopefully, right here, because there's so much talent in the
Yeah.
community and in the
Yeah.
culture. You know, we're
Hmm.
a creative people. We create, we sing, we dance, we cook, you know. It's just it's too much talent not to be spread around and to be used to its maximum potential.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in Creole and Haiti, we say, "Men appellent chez Palou." Many hands make the load lighter. And so
Hello.
that's it.
Yes.
Mhm. That's
Yes.
it. That's it. That's it right there.
Yes.
So, how do you handle the critics, the naysayers, the people who come with the negative stuff about that can't be done? How do you handle that? Yes, we might got cut off. Um, Sister Sonya. So, I guess I'll be doing some of it. So, question to pose to her with regards to how do we handle it? See something. I see something come up in the chat. Yeah, she went out. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna try to get her back. So, but again, how do we handle it with regards to those of us who are working on products? We're working on efforts. We're working on missions. We're working on movements. How do you handle that when it comes down to people who are the naysayers, the people who are the negative Nellies, the people who are trying to basically tell you that it cannot be done? And for some of us, that becomes a truly daunting task with regards to this. And so, with that daunting task with regards to Sister Sonya, how do you handle with regards to those negative people, those people who are the naysayers who say, "Girl, you know you can't, gal, you know you can't do that. What you try to do that for?
I
You
haven't
know
had it.
people want to do that."
I haven't had it. At least not to my face.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Not to my
But
face.
that's a good thing. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody has been extremely supportive, but I think
Good.
it's because I asked
Mm-hmm.
permission in
Okay.
a sense.
Okay.
Before I put out anything, especially with this community, I ask. I ask because it's not mine.
Okay.
It
Mm.
belongs to all of us.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's important for me to make sure the moves that I make are felt
Mm.
genuinely by the community, even like down to the pricing and things like that. Like I wanted to make sure that everybody had access and that everybody was okay with what I was doing, from the eldest elder to the newborn. You
Ah,
know, I wanted to make sure that I created a brand that crossed all everything, everybody across the board. Um, I don't, I didn't want anything negative or anything. Well, the Geechee AF design, people kind of be like, but they wear it. But even then, I haven't. My grandma, Lord Jesus, she wear that Geechee AF shirt. Mama, you can't play wearing that shirt. She at a funeral, Geechee mask. Mama, I told you stop wearing that mask. you know, but all she's figured like that's my granddaughter's brand, so I want to make sure she gets the word out. But yeah, I
GTS for
really
real.
haven't
It's
had any.
GTS for real. That's all. It's GTS for
My
real.
uncle
For
say
real.
always and forever.
All right. Yes. So, so this thing, what gives you satisfaction?
You
What
wearing
gives you?
that shirt, seeing
Uh,
people wearing it. I still get so excited. Juneteenth, I actually cried
mm,
because there were so many people that posted that had on Gullah tees and things. Like I sobbed in my bed when I came home from that market and just saw the overwhelming love for the brand. Like that is crazy to me. From dreaming of being a designer and just thinking that, oh, this is just childhood fun, to it actually coming to fruition. Like that's all I need. That's all I need. If nothing else comes from this but the knowledge of the culture and getting the word out to people who don't live here or the people who just moved here and are itching to learn about the land that they now reside on, like that's it. That's it.
I just froze when you said that. I just froze. I did my freeze. I think now I'm gonna let you know what happened. I'm sitting down there with Cookie Dumb. I'm looking, and I got the red T-shirt, and red is all good. Red is all love. And I had to go back and get the black T-shirt because my daughter. Cause I don't want to have no issue with my daughter, you know. Some of y'all know how my daughter is. I had no foolishness with her. But anyway, I'm looking. I'm like, why didn't you got that black and gold T-shirt? I saw this lady walking around with the black and gold one. I was like, yo, I need that too. But I ain't gonna say none. So when you said that, when you told all the posts and the pictures of that, I just froze. Just like that, just like that. But I ain't saying that, Sonya. I ain't saying nothing, sis. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on. So I ask you, and some of you threw out there, what are the joys with regards to operating your business, about the designing and about the marketing? What are some of the joys that you have that you get with regards to that, those areas?
Um, Creating what I love, working with my friends, seeing people enjoy the stuff, and giving me ideas all the time.
Mm,
The shirt you're wearing, my best friend thought of that. But it's important for me too to keep things on the original side, and I don't want a souvenir T-shirt.
mm, mm,
I don't
mm,
want something
mm,
that people can just grab onto and run with it and make it
mm,
corporate and make it
mm,
trendy and make it,
mm, mm,
these designs come from the research that I've done.
mm,
They come from the elders that I talk to on a daily. You know, how do I make that into a T-shirt? How do I
mm.
capture these conversations in a T-shirt? How do I capture my life lessons on a T-shirt? The things that I've been taught. When my grandma would say, "Come your truck and bring me bus," I have no idea what that means, but I say it all the time. You know? Like, I had a mask that I created when I first started. Hush mouth, don't catch no fly.
Mm,
She tell me that all the time.
mm, mm, mm,
So that's what I want in these T-shirts, not something catchy or corny or whatever. I want to time capsule this culture and say, Mark, print that.
yes, yes. And something when you were saying and listening to you, and what came to mind, even you talk about when we discussed about collaboration, I like what it is when you say you try to touch everyone from the lead one to the old one to the big one. That I'm like, it's holistic. That is all holistic. That again, what you're doing, that is all holistic. That again, we see the totality of it all. And that again, the very things when you talk about the joys, that I'm like saying it is holistic, and so it is truly fitting. But I'll now ask you this question. When I say chaplain, what comes to your mind when I say chaplain?
AIDS.
Ah, okay. That's right. That's family right there. That's
It's
it. That's
family.
it.
I
Yes, yes,
mean,
indeed.
I ride and look at the land now that it was on. It's empty. And, of course, in my head, I'm like, Gullah teas and Tings can go right there. But, you
Yes,
know,
yes, 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 ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we know that's on the horizon. That's on the horizon. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's on the horizon. But now we'll move on to something else. Just to ask you this question. Well, no, let me give you. I'll share this with you. Well, no, not you per se, but share this with the audience. And so I want you to also share this. Check this out on YouTube. Check this out on Facebook. Share, and make sure you get in touch with Sister Sonya's Gullah Teas and Tings. Go to Etsy. Make sure you go shop Gullah. Make sure you do that. Connect. That's what it's about. It's about being holistic. And for some of you know this, some of you don't know. I went to school to Hilton Head Elementary. I went to Hilton Head Elementary. And somebody gonna get mad at me right now. And so when I go to Hilton Head Elementary, some people want to try to handle me, try to handle me when I went to Hilton Head Elementary. And only when they found out that I was their cousin, that is Renee Jenkins, and she know her last name, Renee Jenkins. She told Chucky and Al them to leave me alone because I'm their cousin. We all cousins. So that was the crazy thing. That might crazy. Everybody in the school was like cousins anyway. But they're gonna come at me. Renee Jenkins did that. Renee gonna probably cuss me out right now. Yes, she did that into Oak Grove. But I'm just saying, Renee gonna be like, why he keep bringing that up? I don't remember that, but that's what happened. So I went to Hilton Head Elementary, and so I got to ask you, what are the best schools in the United States of America? You can say one school or several schools, but I got to say to you, you got to get this right.
Why is that sitting on the bottom of the screen now?
Whoa! Hold up, hold up.
Is that supposed to be a plug or something?
No, no, that's not supposed to be there. That's the problem that we have. This is the rebellion that goes on. This is the rebellion that goes on. And I'm gonna say this. This is why black folks don't have freedom of day because it's stuff like that. I'm just saying.
Well, you know,
This is
I have to represent Hilton Head High School because, I mean, come on.
I had told you because I froze for a second, but then I was just trying to regroup.
Come on
Again,
now.
you ain't get it right. You ain't get it right. You ain't get it right because I was gonna let you
I know I
slide.
got it. I got it. I had to get right.
If you say Hilton Head Elementary, bam, that was straight. That was cool. That was cool.
What
That
about
was
the
cool.
what about the primary?
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm just okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But see, now you try to throw it. Okay, I guess I had to go along with Hilton Head High School, also the Seahawks. I guess we got to represent for the Seahawks. Right. I guess we got to do that too. Okay, everybody. Now people in Hilton Head go, man, we right now. Look at what Jamal doing. Look at it. So, but again, but then and though now if you had said in college, we'll say Savannah State University,
Oh,
Savannah
well,
State.
no. If college is Spelman College, the #1 HBCU. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. What time is it? I'm hungry. We ain't even, listen, we're not doing this. We're not, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Ah!
We're not
Ah!
doing this.
Ah!
Are we
Ah!
going there?
Ah!
Are we going? I was trying to keep it.
Oh, oh, oh. Once again, this is why I have the problems that I have. Y'all push me, y'all push me, y'all push
We're
me.
not
Oh,
doing that.
you push me. Oh my God. Got mad love for you, mad respect for you. But it's just about the blue and orange. But see, she wanna go there
I
like that. But leave
mean,
that alone. I'm gonna talk to Tony. I'm gonna talk to Anthony Grant. I'm gonna talk to him. And who is Anthony Grant to you?
my uncle
That's right.
who
So my
went to
uncle
my
gonna have to
brother
look down.
who went to Morehouse
They
College.
came together to stay, but oh my God, oh my
So
God.
this is the
You my
house
brother.
here on the side of here, and then the house is here. The house is here next to. Let me put a little case.
He's also my frat brother, Delta Sigma Pi, but okay, I see what's going on. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna fast forward. My sister, again, one of the most iconic people, one of the legendary people that we have right now, because when I talk about this right here, I talk about we see the evolution of our culture. And that's what you are, the evolution of the culture. And you're not helping other people to evolve to you planting the seeds out there to make it happen for us. The power is within you and you are sharing it and you're casting it out. You're planting the seeds and it's going to go to another level. And something else we say in IET and Creole, we're going to say, Yan Go Mapo. I go say, Yan Go Mapo, Hilton Head. A large sacred tree grows on Hilton Head. And that's our sister Sonya, Gullah, and Tings. You're making it happen. Then they're going, them other seeds from that sacred tree is going to cause other trees to come about. You're a powerful sister. We appreciate you. And we
Thank
want you to
you.
go ahead and give us any points that you think that folks need to hear and understand that's important to us as a people and where we need to be going.
Whatever you want to do, whatever it is, just make sure you lead with love and a pure heart, because it won't work. It won't
Mm.
work. If you're not completely passionate about your doing, if you don't love every second of it, if you don't feel it, it's not worth it. And
That's
that's
it.
it.
We appreciate that. And the one last thing that I throw out to again to everyone, we want you to share. Check out Gullah Teas and Tings, and how can folks get a hold of the items from Gullah Teas and Tings? You throw that out there to the people, let them know.
Etsy.com/shop/Gullah Teas and Tings.
And Sister Glenda down in North Florida said, keep up the great work, the good work. That's what it's about. And so, what I just want for you to do when I throw this out there, I just say, you just agree 100%. You agree 100% that the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia is Herschel B. Jenkins High School. And you what?
Sure, I agree.
100%. Oh my
100%.
God.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Okay. So thank you very much. And again, to all of you checking this out, again, Sonya Grant, Gullah Teas and Tings, and sis, we're glad to have you here because again, you're the evolution, you're the legend, you're iconic, and we're glad to have you on Run Tell That. So we tell folks, Run Tell That, spread the word. June Explosion in the house.
Woo!
Hilton Ed in the house. And it's about Pope and Marshland. Marshland in the house. Peace
Confidence
and
ain't
blessings.
loud, y'all. You don't have to be loud. It's all right.
Oh, oh, oh. Guess what? My family made me like her. They made me act like that in Hilton Head. That's why I get them. So everybody out there, y'all see how Jamal be acting like this? Y'all know it comes straight from Hilton Head. You know, they made me act like this. But again, we appreciate you. Much love, much success. Continue doing what you're doing. Gullah Teas and Tings, Sister Sonya Grant. Peace and blessings.